All right, so the universe has gifted us an opportunity to live in contrast, polarity, and in ebbs and flows. Um, so there are those moments on the journey where the universe takes you down to that point of humanness, that point of separation, and that point of view that is asking and or inviting in for humanity to return. Okay, so the most human part of self is the one that feels as separate as it could be from source, from soul, from alignment. The point in which you snipped yourself from divinity. Okay. So I'm currently in one of these experiences right now where I hit this frustration, and within me wants to rant, rage, scream, and cry. All of this is because it's from a projection of pain, and it is a an aspect of self that has been so disempowered that it has no idea what to do or how to take action. So the thing is to be aware of what this frustration and anger is really important. When we're allowing ourselves to be conscious again, consciousness doesn't always mean the most enlightened place. Okay? Consciousness is about becoming aware. The moment awareness comes through with what we're seeing, sensing, feeling, or observing in our own journey, it's become conscious. Once it's become conscious, we can now take a conscious action of what to do with it. Right? And the one thing I know about this exact experience and this exact pain is to not do anything about it. And here's why: it's asking for surrender. Surrender isn't asking about complete inaction and no empowerment. Surrender is about I can't, which means that the ego has tried long enough that it now surrenders to soul, it surrenders to divinity, it surrenders to God, it surrenders to source, it surrenders to creator. And as soon as I surrender, I take my power back because I'm aware that I'm sitting in a pocket of energy, of density, and or of emotions that doesn't feel good to me. So what do I do about it? I can journal, I can cry, I can dance it out, I can laugh it out, I can play in chaos, whatever it is. I can silo and work through my emotion. And it's because it's saying, alchemize me, alchemize me, alchemize me. Turn this thing into the most beautiful gold that you can. Because that point of separation isn't your point of permanence, it's a point of solution. It's the point in which light returns, it's the point in which source comes in. And it's through conscious choice that we can surrender what's going on and allow the energy to move through. Now, when we get to the other side of it, to the point of evolution, to the point of full transmutation, when that anger becomes clarity or that frustration becomes peace, or we return back to that loving space, that's when we can take action, right? So I'm seeing that in my journey, there are moments of complex frustration and anger that are things that are outside of my control, and it can be the most debilitating feeling. It can, for myself, it's like where I feel locked out of relationships. I feel locked out of my ability to create. I feel locked out of being able to take action. I feel locked out of my freedom. Like it is the one of the biggest points of limitation, and within it has so many layers that even when I see it, I'm like, yo, this is like the most amount of limitation. And the point of surrender within this experience wants to create a sense of giving up. Surrender isn't giving up. Surrender is releasing control over it. So when I release control, I take my divine power back. And then I can begin to take action from an empowered and clear space. Then all of a sudden, I'm in a different cycle. I've changed the energy, I've changed the dynamic. So it's not about doing something about it within the frustration, it's allowing the frustration to have its course, to have its natural alchemy, to have its ebb and flow, right? To actually give the self a little bit of grace. When we give the self grace, we allow it to just allow it to go. We show it compassion. I feel like anger and frustration met with more resistance creates more resistance. Anger and frustration created with judgment perhaps blocks. This is not about capping your divinity or capping your experience. This is about releasing it. So when we release and alchemize, we take our power back. And then from that place of clarity, when we're on the other side of it, then we can take action, right? And it's tough because the body, right? The body, the mind, the fiber of our being, for some of us, wants to do something within the frustration. Perhaps it's project, take it out on other people, yell, scream, right? Do something. Sacred rage. But to me, this level of pain is something that needs to be forgiven within this lifetime, in other lifetimes, and in all dimensions of our own reality. Because that pain is hurt from separation. And yes, it is a gift from God, even if it doesn't feel like it. But the choice in alchemizing is when we truly see the gift. So pain in repetition, right? Hurt in repetition, it's not a gift. It's abuse. But pain fully transformed and healed to teach us to become stronger, to become more willing, to become a better person, to become kinder, louder, softer, gentler, or perhaps completely dissolving the judge, the jury, and the executioner from within. That's what's important. Okay. So it's not about keeping cycles of pain, suffering, and betrayal alive. This is about taking ourselves off the cross, standing in our clarity, and walking as divinity again. This is us bringing spirit back to form and allowing our human mind, our body, and consciousness to alleviate the suffering, to enter a new cycle, brand new. And it can be done through alchemy. But the alchemy requires us to allow us to let go and allow the transformation to take place, to allow ourselves to get back to solid ground and to walk with the new footing, walk with the new experience, walk with the new journey, walk with the new love, walk with the new power, and walk with the new level of grace. No, we don't have to go back there again. But there are things within that dynamic and experience that we're not in control of. And we have to be okay with that. You're not in control of other people's opinions. You're not in control of other people's experiences. You're not. You might try to influence, you might try to do all these things through those manipulation tactics, but guess what? We've already won the war, right? Winning the war means there's no solution other than to let go, to transform, to take power back into our hands, to take action in a completely new way, right? So steady, 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 steady. I've had a few of these moments that have created wounded motivation, debilitation in my own journey, the inability to create, to do nothing. It's those things that have locked me into my human. And from that space, we can either allow, the blinders to come back through, allow the veils and illusions to come through, and we can hide in silo, or we can just continue to release and go, oh yeah, I witnessed that this frustration is a space in which I blocked my divinity, I blocked my life, right? And I don't need to create a reason from within my space. I can forgive myself, I can forgive the experience, I can forgive all parties involved, and I can see everything at a whole new level and meet everything on a completely different plane of existence. And sometimes we have to be okay that we might not get resolution in the way that feels, qualified or justified for us. We might not even get justice. But a part of that is, do we have to keep rebalancing karmic measures, or can we just let it go? Right? Can we face life, right, and continue moving forward? Or are we continuing to fight and hold on to something that we have zero control over? It's not about trying to control the situation. It's about being able to surrender, transform, alchemize, and take action from a space of clarity.